Tracking some breaking news into CBS Sports HQ. Former five-star quarterback Quinn Ewers is headed home. The South Lake Carroll product spent this past season with the Ohio State Buckeyes, but entered the transfer portal on December 3rd. On Sunday, Ewers announced his commitment to Texas. Ewers was the #1 overall prospect in the class of 2021. He reclassified from the class of 2022 to take advantage of NIL opportunities that were not available to high schoolers in his home state of Texas. He saw very limited action during season 1 in Columbus, taking just 2 snaps during his freshman season. And here it is, Ewers making it official. A childhood dream realized, saying, "Hey Alexa, play Take Me to Texas." Quinn Ewers, a Longhorn. Joining us now with more 24/7 Sports, Chris Hummer, who's been tracking this story at every step of the way. Chris, what's the latest you can tell us on Ewers' commitment to Texas and how things transpired over the last 48, 72 hours?
Yeah, it's been a long week and a half since he entered the portal. I think initially there was a lot of Texas Tech buzz, and there still was up until he took a visit to Texas yesterday. Quinn Ewers was on campus in Austin, and I think that sealed the deal. Behind the scenes, players on the team and some of the coaching staff members were very confident they were going to get Quinn. Texas Tech had been pushing for an in-home visit today. I'm not sure if that happened, but Quinn made it official tonight, and frankly, it's the biggest win for Steve Sarkisian of his tenure. It's monumental. Quinn Ewers is a once-in-a-generation quarterback. For a long time, we've kind of considered him at 24/7 Sports to be the best quarterback prospect since Trevor Lawrence, and that's really lofty praise when you think about like a guy like Bryce Young or DJ Uiagalelei, who kind of went in between them. He is that type of dude. And for Texas, it's the biggest win possible. He is elite.
You're talking about a guy in these terms, and it's not hyperbole. He is once in a generation. The numbers do jump right off the page at you. But all of that expectation that weighs on his shoulders, it pales in comparison to the expectation of being the quarterback of the Texas Longhorns. When you stack up all these different variables, how do you project him as a college quarterback at the next level when he does get consistent playing time?
When you look at his tools, like if you were watching the screen, anybody who was watching a second ago, you just saw the ball fly off his hand. Mm-hmm. And if you ever seen him in person, it just sounds different. The ball legitimately sounds different coming off his hand. And it looks like the ball almost gets a second gear when it's like 3/4 of the way to the receiver. And he has that kind of pop with his arm talent. He is a special quarterback. It's always kind of a crapshoot in terms of projecting, but given Steve Sarkisian's history of developing, given that he should have Bijan Robinson playing next to him next year, Xavier Worthy, Texas is getting better along the offensive line. This should be a plug-and-play starter for Texas as a, I guess, true freshman. And people need to remember, he enrolled early at Ohio State. He reclassified. Quinn Ewers is still only 18 years old. He'll be in his second college season next year. And if Texas wants to go where it wants to go, it needs Quinn to be the guy in the next 2 years to help elevate the program. And I do believe he can do that for Texas.
Yeah, depending on how the timelines align here, this is a young man who's going to be playing SEC football against some future Sunday players on the defensive side of the ball as well. When you talk about Steve Sarkisian and this program, the direction of the Texas Longhorns program, put it into words just how much this means in terms of bumping their class rating, bumping the outlook, and everything moving forward in Texas.
Well, Quinn Ewers is our #1 transfer prospect in the 24/7 Sports ranking this offseason. I believe his addition brings Texas all the way up to #5 in the 2022 class when you talk about the combined transfer and high school rankings. And not only that, it's going to be huge for recruiting over the next couple of days. The early signing period is Wednesday, and adding Quinn to this class provides a lot of momentum. Texas is still trying to sign guys like Cam Dewberry. I think there's a couple of currently committed kids to other places who could come into play. With Quinn now flipping to Texas, somebody like Caleb Burton, Ohio State commit, could kind of move into the picture for Texas potentially down the line. So this is monumental. Quinn is the type of guy and the type of prospect everybody else in the country respects in terms of the high school recruits. And he can be a bit of a Pied Piper for Texas over the next couple of days as it hopes to finish the 2022 class strong. So from an on-field perspective and a roster management perspective and a recruiting perspective, this is just a massive, massive deal for Texas.
Chris, fantastic info as always. We appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And don't forget, there's only one place to be for all your recruiting needs. Our team with 24/7 Sports bringing you all the latest news from the recruiting trail. The transfer portal is hot. Commitments are coming in. There's only one place to be for it all. That's with our guys at 24/7 Sports.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.